let's have a chat. Got Glenn's bike back to the workshop, had to cover the bike up with a cover for 3 days because I had other things to do and I wanted to keep the chooks off it. After I took the cover off, first problem, dead as a maggot, wouldn't start. I even started it twice on the inspection video, which I forgot to show you guys when I was doing a clutch test. My theory is that either they've just charged it or it's been on a trickle charge. I couldn't see it when I was there. But anyway, dead as a maggot, so I had to get Glenn a new battery. Not a big drama, 12 months warranty, 12 months of not worrying about it. Tell you about Dighead moment number 2. Come on, let's talk about it. Come on, don't be shy. Number 2, after I took the cover off, I noticed a river of oil, literally a river of oil running down the fork tube, onto the caliper, onto the brake pad, just absolutely soaked in it. My theory was that they ratcheted down with that much force to stop the earth from spinning. 6 hours with the fork compressed in that state, you know, that would make a healthy seal pop. The impossible bloody oil filter that I had to stick a screwdriver through to get the bloody thing undone after I tried 2 different tools that would normally undo it, but it was tight. Come on, let's go and have a look.
Oh my God!
Oh, I can look at that. Crikey.
Crikey, mate. How was your flight?
Very nice.
Flight was long.
Long. So what do you think of the girl?
Very nice.
Is it what you expected from the photos and all that?
Yes.
Yep.
Exactly what I expect.
Righto, oil and filter time. I'll swap your places. Have a little tickle under here and see that you can feel your drain plug. Correct finger and everything.
Yep. It's important that you use your middle finger, it's the longest one. And you get right in on the little dot there. There it is.
Righto. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Have you finished fingering your bike?
No, she's ready. Right.
She's ready.
Yeah. Is that loose? No, you can't.
Nah. Go on.
It's like honey.
I dare you. Taste it.
Oh yeah, no, because it's Thailand, it's quite spicy, that one.
Under your filter. In fact, I could change that and give you a different tool if you want.
Did that just move it? No, it just slipped.
And they shouldn't be too tight. No, okay, let's... What is the #1 rule when putting on oil filters?
You got to lube the ring.
And how tight do you do them? When you put on an oil filter, how tight do you normally do them?
Just hand tight, nothing, not over tight.
So
fingers.
Spin them on until it comes home, and then maybe turn it a quarter of a turn, something like that.
But you got to make sure you lube the ring. You got to go.
I'm not being disrespectful here, but this is pretty typical that I see here. I see either sump plugs that are over tightened or stripped. Righto, this is a last resort, boys and girls. Last resort. So we're going to have to spike the filter all the way through without coming out and hitting something the other side. Am I through yet?
No.
Is it? Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
Making noises. Yep. Yeah.
So we've come through. You wanker. We've come through the other side, and now we just obviously we've positioned the screwdriver because we have to undo it that way.
There we go.
And make sure that we're not
tight.
the end of the screwdriver isn't going to, you know, hit your hoses or anything. Tool, which is now going to probably grip better because it's sharp edges of the filter. And just get that last few turns. And now we can spin the filter off.
How easy was that?
Unnecessary. We want to just let this drip for a while, start on some other things that we've got to do. Every bit that you can get out is going to help. And I'll put you back to Glenn, and he can continue servicing his new bike. What do you want to do now, mate?
Take the chain off. I've got a slippery digit.
Slippery digit? just spray here a little bit because you've got steel going into aluminium and you want to be able to just move that in. And let's do the same with the other adjuster. While you're there, the bloke who taught me to be a mechanic when I did my apprenticeship, he was very particular about doing something you don't need your eyes for. This is just something Glenn's doing with feel. Look around the rest of the bike while you're here, see if you find any other problems. I have found a problem right where he is that I know I want to address, and I'm not expecting Glenn to have noticed it, but oh, close. No, don't rip on it too hard, but look further down that. Look further down that wire.
Down here.
Come back. Yep. What's there? Is that a zip tie?
Yeah, I don't like.
So this is your ABS ring. This is the ring that tells the computer that the wheel is rotating. That's your sensor. It's a hall sensor, so it picks up the pulses of this ring. And this wire, even though they've zip tied it, this whole part of the bike is doing this around over bumps. It is really subject to vibrations. There would have been a rubber grommet here to stop this wire from chafing. Because as soon as that cuts through, your ABS light's not going to work. You're going to have fault codes on your dash and it's going to be a drama. So that needs attention. We've cut the zip tie off his ABS sensor wire and we're going to find the right one to fit in this hole so we can insulate this wire from cutting itself and being a drama. That looks like the one we want. Just straight down one side.
All the way through.
Yep. Just one cut. We want to turn it around so that slit is not in line with that. Yep, so that'll do. We've let the oil drain just to make sure that nobody's done anything stupid before us. We're going to look up underneath the bung and just make sure we'll look up underneath. And we're looking at the threads. We're also looking to make sure that there's not another washer jammed up underneath there and they've done two washers. That looks like just the straight housing of the engine block, doesn't it?
Yep.
All right, that's a check. Take your crush washer off and let's find the right one and why we are finding the right one.
All right. So we've got to find one with the same internal.
Bingo.
That one?
No, you were right the first time.
Oh.
So put that on the sump plug itself. We don't care what it looks like with the other one. Is it sitting on the shoulder of the plug?
Yep.
Is it about the same diameter as the plug head?
Same.
Yep. We're happy with that. That in. So this is one of those, it gives way to you, it doesn't click. Yep, so bring her on. Right, that's it, torqued. Torqued as per spec.
Done.
What do you reckon, bloke? We get that oil filter on? So here's our oil filter here, bloke. I'm going to put some oil in the oil filter, whether you people like it or not. I'm going to put oil in it, just so all the filter substrate inside gets soaked with oil. Try and minimise as much a dry start as possible. Perfect. So we're going to check the face that the seal runs on. Why do we put a bit of oil on our seal?
So it makes it easier to take off next time and we don't have to butcher it off with a screwdriver like we just had to do.
Correct. So Glenn filled that and now the level's all the way down again because the elements themselves have soaked up the oil.
I'm going to finger the oil.
Well, finger the oil in there.
I'm going to finger this one.
I'll finger it, baby.
It's a bigger hole.
Go for it. You use
Which is your preferred finger?
the stink finger.
Give it a... like that.
Perfect, bloke. How much is he going to spill? Is it necessary to doing what we're doing? Perfect.
Formula One style, that was.
Go, you good thing.
Look at that.
Righto. How tight?
That I got greasy fingers.
That's
and
okay.
Finger tight.
Go a little bit tighter.
I'll use a bit of clothage.
Perfect. That's it.
That's it.
How do we know when we've got enough oil in these things?
Starts coming out the top.
Ah, cool. We can see through the sight glass, it's not full of carbon and stuff, so we definitely know.
Good. Don't short shame me, bloke. It's all good.
No, I'm just checking, mate. Still down on our sight glass, so we're cool. Plug the Castrol. We like Castrol. And there's the one. Castrol is not sponsoring this video. Why isn't Castrol sponsoring this video? And actually, stop. I think what we might be better is lower that down, please, Glenn. Because we've got to put a lot of pressure there and we're close to where we're tying it.
Yep.
We might go under your link, your rear shock link. As we're tightening that, just make sure your straps aren't coming too tight. We just want the back wheel to clear, Glenn.
Clear?
Yep. So the back wheel is clear. And we're going to pop the axle out. Here she comes. Push it all the way forward and slip off the chain, or do you want to cut the chain because we're cutting it anyway, bloke, and get rid of the chain?
We'll just chop it, eh?
Chop it?
Yep.
All right. So now, my beloved friend is going to at least have the minimum of eye protection with his Energex safety glasses. And the object of this is to grind at least one of these two pins off. Yeah.
What kind of operation you running here, bloke?
Who forgot to tighten it? That was me. Do you want to finish it?
Ribbon, do it.
Righto, that pin has now left the chat.
Could have used the cut-off wheel and just cut the chain in half.
We could have, but we're professionals here, Glenn.
Oh, that's right.
Probably pushing the burr now through the back of the chain. There we go. There we go. Pin. Chain off. Yeehaw. I'll give you back to Glenn, because it's getting dirty now. So now the back tyre can come all the way out, and we have to do sprockets, we have to do brakes. Yep, so just pay attention to these bushes, and one on the other side. And what I'm going to do now, what I'm going to do now is assist Glenn, because he's not going to be able to get it out easy because he's got this. This actually drops down. So when Glenn takes the weight of the wheel, I'm coming towards you, Glenn. And there you go. I love that about this stand, both the front and back. While we've got the wheel off, when Glenn puts it on its side, take your sprocket hub off. And these are your Cush drives. Have you seen these before, mate?
Yeah, you sent me a photo.
Yeah. These are your Cush drives. You've got one small triangle, one big triangle. When the chain is getting driven by the engine and the torque goes into the wheel, this is just to take some of the pulses out of the engine so it's not so harsh. Our Cush drives are all orientated the right way, and they are all in fairly good condition. So they can be reused without worry. Okay, so we want to now address the elephant in the room and get this front sprocket off. We want to preserve this washer, so angle it up that way and just tap, 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 tap. Just work your way, around without cutting it. So bring it square again, bring it square, that's it, good man. All right, so now, yeah, Glenn's got it. He's angling the chisel down a little bit, just so he's tapping. Perfect. So now we can rattle that off. So it's set to 1. It may be enough. This isn't massively tight. Yep. Perfect. Let's check our teeth. The depth of the tooth is much deeper. The lean of the teeth is deeper. And if we put one directly over the top, have a look how much difference in shape. Do we want to clean around here while we're at it?
Yep, we'll give it a good clean.
So now we're going to attack the back one. Let's find the right socket for that, and I'll get you a smaller DAC for that one. Okay, bloke, so we've got a reservoir that's on minimum, which we all saw pictures from the ads, the same with the chain. We knew the chain had to be done, we knew that was done, and then we confirmed it by putting a light on our brake pads to see that they are paper thin. There is not much pad there left at all. Let's take the reservoir cap off. I'm going to give it a wipe first. Make sure that we don't drop anything in. These things have to be perfectly clean. Suck the fluid out. And I'll just make sure this stays on so I can see it. And go. Done. Happy with that?
Yep,
Nice and clean. Yeah, so Glenn was checking for cracks. So now we are going to remove our pin for our pads, which is a screw here. Undo that pin, and that allows us to draw the pin out. And these pads actually have a hook on them. So they have a hook on one end, which is at the front of the caliper here. And then the pin goes through the new pads. The pin goes through the new pads there, which is this one here. Just a little hit of CRC. And yes, we are not going to spray CRC when we are putting the new pads on. This is our one-way valve for our bleeding, which we will be doing for front and rears. Yes, it's tight. Yes, you want it tight. You don't want that. You don't. That's definitely one pin you don't want coming off.
Yes.
It is, okay, well that's good. So that's a safety, that plug, and this is your main pin that releases your brake pads, and we're going to be putting this pin straight back in again in a minute. Yep, so she was due, and that was evident by the minimum mark on the reservoir. So we want to put one pad back in now, and we want to inspect our piston because we're going to be pushing that piston back in, and we want to make sure that it hasn't got any big rust spots on it. And we want to make sure that when we push that piston back in, we're not going to ruin any seals. So we'll try and get up underneath here, checking around the piston. That looks okay. We might just give it, actually, it's not dirty at all. So just a quick little splash of lubricant onto the piston. Yep, that's it. And that will just capillary action around, and now we want to push that piston back. So Glenn's going to put an old pad back in so we don't ruin a new one. So rag there. Yep, I'll swap your sides. And Glenn's just going to slowly roll that in. We want to be fairly square on the pad as we bring it in because we want to push the piston in squarely, but that's why we've got the pad in there. We're pushing on the pad, which is going to be fairly square, and we'll see that piston go in nice and easy, nice and slow again, nice and slow. And you'll see the fluid is coming up on this reservoir. If this reservoir was topped up to the full mark, Glenn would now be pushing, this would already be up here, and the excess fluid would be coming up and trying to push itself out of here and dropping paint-eating brake fluid all over there. Now he can release that and take that totally out of the equation. Good one, Glenn. So we now have the piston all the way back. We have room for our nice big thick pads to go in here. And this is yucky, dirty brake fluid, full of moisture. Its boiling point is super low. It is absolutely useless to us. So this pin here, we want to make sure this pin is not rusty and hasn't got burrs all over it because the pads actually slide along it. Just try and, you don't want much. That's it. And you just want to coat that whole rod. Atta boy. Here's a rag. Just make sure you're not going to...
rag, did it clean my hands?
Make sure you're not going to put any anti-friction stuff on your nice friction pads. And so our piston's back, everything's fine. We haven't got excessive oil or WD-40 anywhere. Glenn's going to wipe his hands. I'm just going to give this a little bit of a wipe because we did put WD-40 in there and we really don't want that to contaminate anything. Now these pads sit here and slide, so this part of the pad now we're going to put a little bit more of this stuff on, the cap
Where are we putting it?
We're just putting it on that edge. That edge sits in the caliper and it slides.
Nice clean finger.
Yeah, so just all over there. And then on here where the actual piston is going to, yeah, sorry mate, you probably will need a bit more. You just wipe it from the top there. And then just all around the back there, not too much, just where yeah, that's it. So the actual pad hangs on this tab, slides in the caliper up here. So there, that's where that tag is. That is to stop the pads from vibrating and squealing, so you actually push against that spring, and then we install the new pads. So same thing there, just clips in underneath, lines it up to the pin, brings the pin all the way through. Wide the guide pin all the way home. Yep, give it a good hard crank. Change the key across. Yep, perfect. Now put your blanking grub screw on top, which is here. No lube required on that little sucker. Yep. Cool, cool. Pads are sitting where they're going to. We're going to be able to get the disc in there. All right, so what we want to do now is we'll probably suck the excess fluid that's just come up now after we push the piston back. I'll give you the sucker and let me know when you're ready to go.
Suck away, bloke. Tight.
We will fill that up and then we will keep sucking here until clean fluid comes out. I reckon, Glenn, we can put the back wheel on.
Why not?
Okay. Oi. Where are you shoving the disc at the moment?
I was going to shove it in there, bloke.
Okay.
Did you nail it down to the bench?
Yeah, she's got good sucker on. That's it. So we got two spaces. How do we know they are right? Because they're different sizes. Correct. And now, instead of shoving the wheel in like Glenn likes to do, even without lube,
So
we're going to line the disc up.
So we spread the lips apart a bit.
We just had to jiggle. So now we are going to put a little bit of grease. I'll hold that for you, mate. A little bit of grease on the main shaft. We had no reason to suspect that there was any problem with this shaft, but a quick thing is to put it on the table and just roll the shaft to see whether there's any bend in it. And that is rolling nicely. So that's not bent. Not that we suspected it was bent anyway. Yeah. Atta boy. Do what you did before. Smile when you're doing that.
Some B-roll for you, bloke.
Did you buy at dinner? Okay. Putting too much on just means it's all going to be slid off and end up on his left hand anyway.
We're in that hole there.
Line this up in so it's all sitting good.
So we'll get around close.
She probably had a sleep today. So Glenn is just, see these dots, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, these dots are our adjuster marks. And we will count them from the back going forward on both sides to make sure that we've got this wheel true. So that's great.
What was that washer for?
That was your sump
push washer.
plug. Up so we can still move the wheel back and forth because we've got to put the chain on. They are loose because we haven't applied any fluid back in via the back brake, but we're not going to touch that yet. We've got to bleed all this first. So pads are loose, calipers on, main pins on, our bushers are in, our lovely sprocket is on, our nuts are torqued down to 55 Newton meters, and we're going to put just a little bit of goop on here. Just rub your finger on the inside of that and just, you know, so yeah, just give it a rub it up. And I don't have torque settings for this, and I don't think they're all that tight because it gets locked down with a lock washer. Make sure the 16T is facing out. Hold your tongue right.
Get it, yeah.
Do you want a hammer?
Got a really big hammer?
Okay. Yeah, just give that a wipe. Always put lid back on your containers of brake fluids and on your lubricants so dirt and crap doesn't get in them. We'll teach him. Our locking washer, very important. I've actually put it on the vise and gave it a little bit of a hit just to make the edges all right. And we'll choose, if we can, we'll choose a different part to kneel over in a minute. So that goes on.
Who's Neil? When's he coming
Neil.
up? Oh. Like that.
Now, why is that a different shape, Glenn? Why is there a recess on that side of the nut and turn the nut over? Turn the nut over and it's flat. Why is there a recess?
So we're not pushing against the spline.
So we're not on the splines, yeah. So the actual nut is going to be tightening against that lock washer and holding the sprocket onto the shaft. If you put it on the wrong way, it's not going to do that. That is looking good, buddy. There's our big... That's not going to fit that.
That's not going to fit it. Oh, we dagger that.
That's our dac.
Not too many dacs.
That's enough.
Sure.
So we will peen that washer over now, and so it sits on a flat. So we'll peen that over so it sits on a flat, and it's going to act as our lock washer, and everything is peachy. I've dacked it a little bit. I know it's on. This is located by the nut. We'll lock that over and we'll call it a day. Nice and square to the flat of the nut. Looking good, buddy. And if you want, I can get you a different punch if you want a flat end punch.
Something a bit flatter, yeah.
Because that's a cutter. And I'm just going to tap that. Perfect. Do you want to put the new chain on, Glenn?
Put some bling on.
What we've got the old feed it through on the fingers. Our chain sliders are pretty good. I checked that before, but our chain slider, which just takes the friction of the chain as it rubs along, underneath is not... Oops. Okay, so my bad, we really should have replaced that, but anyway, they've cable tied on another one, obviously they've put one on. So Glenn's now just feeding the chain through. I'll help you, mate. If you want to, I'll just give you slack and you just not pinch your finger on anything.
Oh, fuck. That's not hooked up, is it?
Oh, it's in gear, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in gear.
Yep. So on the job there, glass hopper.
Probably should have stuck a zip tie through the chain. So we can
Probably.
pull it.
But I can see it there. You can see it. You're getting nice and dirty. On goes the new DID gold chain. Woohoo!
That's too short.
Keep going around, keep going around. Get both of them to about there. Put the other chain on. Bit short, mate. All right. Cooey, at the time of recording this video, tomorrow, after I've done all this, I am riding from here to Hua Hin to catch up with them, and then we're riding all the way up to Chiang Mai, and we're going to do the loop up there, have some fun. We're going to take you guys with us, and that'll be a future video. But right now, got a long trip, couple of thousand Ks to do, and I thought I would practice what I preach by replacing these tyres. These tyres are fine as far as tread is concerned, but they're cracked, they're old, the compound is hardened, and I would rather put my life into new shoes than old boots that were original on this bike in 2019. It will be epic. It will be fun. It'll be effing spectacular. Okay, cool. Okay, folks, continuing on with our brakes. Another word of caution. The bleed nipples that are on your brake calipers, they don't have to be tight, not super tight. I actually had to apply a little bit of heat here to try and loosen this bleed nipple off. This has a one-way valve, so it doesn't allow the fluid to go back. The key to this whole exercise is to not have air in the system. All right, let's bleed this girl a little bit. We've sucked out all our old. Now, from a sealed container, .4, which is written on the cap, .4, we know we're putting the right brake fluid in. Fill up our reservoir with some nice, fresh, clean fluid. I'm going to crack the bleed nipple so it will allow the fluid to come out. Apply our vacuum. And you can see slowly the fluid coming down. Top up our brake fluid. We're going to keep doing this until the fluid that comes out of the caliper is the same colour as the fluid going into the reservoir. Because the old fluid has sucked up that much moisture that the boiling temperatures come way down. So we'll now suck this down to the upper level. There we go, we're at the upper level. We can put the boot and the reservoir on, tight but not too tight, just finger tight, doesn't have to be Herculean. Close our bleed nipple, and not hard. We were really in trouble with this one. It was that tight. As I said, I had to put a little bit of heat on it to get it loose. But if that had broken off, this bike's going nowhere, and got a bit of brake fluid around here, which is not good for paintwork. So I've just got a bit of soapy water, just give it a spray, make sure nothing's on the rim. And that, my friends, is the back brake bled. We now need to go to the front. Righto, onto the front brakes. Pretty much the same as what we did with the back. They all look even. They don't look like they've been dropped in the factory or anything like that. All right, over to the ride, baby. Taking out our coils. All our plugs are loose. Use our little magnet and let's inspect them from left to right, right to left, doesn't matter. May the truth reveal. Yep, they look good. No carbon deposits, no metals, evenly worn. Again, no deposits. So we are going to put these back in.
Oh no, I'm not putting new ones in this time.
Okay.
It's time to treat the bike.
All right.
Treat it, man.
So do we want to do a compression check or anything? We know the bike's running fine and...
Nah, it's all good.
They could. Right, all. And do we know our spark plug torque?
Yeah, we talked about it.
We talked about our torque.
It's on the packet and I can't remember what it was. Fingers.
That'll do. But
Right on it there.
did you do it? Did it go tick tick?
It went ooh.
How did it go?
Ooh. We're doing coolant now.
Up to you, babe. Babe.
Well.
Up to you, babe.
Thanks, really.
We're going to look under the radiator cap. She's bleeding already. Green is a good start because that's what we're going to be putting in. And she is not covered in goo. It's not covered. The valve is working. The rubber seal, that is your secondary seal. That is a valve there. Just check that it pops up and pops down. We're going to make a mess. We'll probably take this guard off so we can get to the bottle. And if we need to take the bottle apart, we will. We've got an extra overflow from the top of the bottle coming down here, coming to a pipe here, which you can see rattling, which will end up pointing down to the ground down here. We drain all the fluid. We have to drain all the lines. So important when you're putting new fluid in. We need to have this totally clear of the old coolant and it's looking pretty good. If we change everything now, like the plugs that we just did, we change it all now, we know it's done, we know where our next service interval is going to be, and it's a tick, not a maybe, not a question mark. It's definitely a tick that we've done it. We've got oil to water cooler here, so these lines are coming off, and we're going to check for cracks in the pipes. We've got a lot of pipe work here, and so we've got our top and bottom radiator hoses. We come down to a T-junction here. This T-junction is leading off to the cooler. Thermostat housing's here. We've looked around the thermostat housing to make sure there's no crusty bits and it's been off, and it hasn't. So now we're going to undo all these, drain all the water out, make a mess here, and we'll come back to you with that after we've done it. Righto, ride 'em cowboy. So we've disconnected quite a few of our hoses. We've left some on so we can try and get water to run. We haven't undone our thermostat, and our thermostat's going to be a block for flow of flush, but we will come in from the bottom and come in from the top and go back and forth until we get a clear flow of liquid out. We've already done one quick one, so Glenn is going to hook the hose up to that again. This has run clear. This one has run clear. So now, without putting the clamps on, we'll put the hoses back on. Okay. Just break the seal.
Break it or club the seal?
Take that one off too. All right, so see what's going to happen when you put it in there, but I think you're going to fight the thermostat the moment you start putting water pressure in there. And get green to come out somewhere. Yep, okay, so we're fighting the thermostat. That's not going to let us do it. Okay, go to the bottom hose and see what that does. There should be, yep, excellent. So a lot of thermostats are going to have a little relief passage for it, and we're also pushing the opposite way of the thermostat, so it's allowing the water to get past. And we'll just keep doing this until it comes clear.
You've got a squirter on the other side too.
Yep, you got a squirter over there. That's coming here. So we are now flushing the reverse direction up the block, up past the thermostat there, and now coming out the top hose. Still a little bit green. So we might have another go at that. We want it to come out clear. And if we have to do it 2 or 3 times, we'll do it 2 or 3 times. We haven't flushed the radiator yet. Lovely. Glenn's got a little wee-wee. And we're just going to keep that going until it comes clear. And we will reverse flush the radiator.
Motorbike's got a urine infection.
Yes, it has.
Yeah, it needs some cranberry juice.
We're pretty happy. That's nice and clear. We're now going to take the top radiator hose off, and I'm going to find a hose to fit the bottom radiator. And we haven't flushed the overflow tank yet, but we'll get to that in a minute. It's pretty hard for you guys to see, but we're happy with how that looks down in there. There we go. All right, so what we might want to do is this hose here put on with the clamp so it doesn't come off and if we get pressure into it. And that can be our new water in, and just checking the condition. It's actually not bad. That's good. Okay, sorry guys, you can't see, but we're just looking inside to make sure it's not full of crud. Oil cooler hose back on, and the clamp. Yeah, you need to get over that hump. Don't you scratch your new bloody oil filter. We'll put some sealant on the doodle to go into this doodle, and I'll go around the other side and see whether we get it green out of the radiator. So we're reverse flushing the radiator. It doesn't have to be like full speed, Glenn. Yes. That's pretty clear to me. Righto. Take that out and see what drops out the hole, and there's a green.
No, it's all clear.
It's all clear?
Yeah.
All right, we have successfully flushed all the old coolant out of the system.
What about the little bottle?
We've got the little bottle to go, which Glenn quite rightly said now. So even though this is an overflow bottle, there's a secondary overflow if it gets pressurised that goes to there, and that ends its way down in between the swing arm and onto the ground. We were now on to doing the forks and stripping them down, checking the seals to make sure that they were right. We couldn't find the problem with the seal. Nothing indicated that there was a pre-existing condition, so we just put it down to over-tightening during the transport phase from Phuket to Surat Thani. Put new seals in it, put new oil in it, in both of them, gave them a full service and a good clean, and we were good to go.
And any contact for if you give phone number.
Okay. Thank you, Jace.
You're welcome, sweetheart.
Take care, have fun.
Will do.
Bloke.
You're welcome, mate.
Thank you. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, be safe. Take care.